So, I have an announcement. For those of you that have been paying attention and watching some of my recent content, I've mentioned a few times that I am helping coach the local NICA mountain biking team. NICA it's N-I-C-A, it's the National Interscholastic Cycling Association. And here in the United States, it offers an opportunity for junior high and high school age kids to race cross-country mountain bikes. It's super cool. It's getting huge here in Utah. In fact, here in Utah, from what I've heard, it's the highest participant team sport for high school and junior high age kids in the state, which is huge. I know our local team has 150, 160 kids on junior high and high school, and across Utah, there's big teams like that with almost every high school. They also need lots of coaches to be able to help all of those kids. Lots of parents are becoming NICA mountain bike coaches, like myself. So I'm helping coach this local team, and when I started to search online about NICA coaching, besides the resources NICA has themselves, which are great, there's little to no content. So I got thinking to myself, why not do a series of videos about NICA racing, what it's like as a parent, what it's like as a coach, and what it's like for a racer. So I've reached out to a few companies, one of them being Marin, and Marin has agreed to be a product sponsor for this series of videos. And the bikes just came today. So I'm gonna build them up. I've got one for myself and one for my son. They're Team Marin 2s. So enough chatter about the series. I want to get into building these up. So let's do that so that my son and I can ride these bikes at NICA practice tonight. So this first one is for my son. It's a size large. My son is 5'10", 5'11", and growing still. And so we went with the large. Mine will be a medium. For those of you that have watched my channel for a while also know that I've done a few videos with Steve from Hardtail Party. And it was his review of the Team Marin 2 last year that really made me keen and interested in exploring Marin as a partner and the Team Marin 2 as a bike to use for NICA racing. There is also a Team Marin 1 model, which is the same frame, although in silver as opposed to black, that has slightly less expensive components, which makes it an even better entry-level bike because it's one with boost spacing that you can continually upgrade as you get more into the sport, or if you're not interested in spending that money up front for the Team Marin 2. This is very short stem. So the plan initially is to ride these bikes stock to start out with before we make any modifications, except for one. When you're looking at a bike like this, typically it comes with basic plastic pedals, which is the case here. So besides the pedals, everything else is going to be stock for our first few rides on this bike before we start customizing them. And so instead of those plastic pedals, I'm going to be installing some race-face chesters that I just have on hand for my son, and I'll be putting some clipless pedals on mine. So it's been about a week since I built the two bikes up. This is my son's bike, and I just wanted to go over some of what the build includes. So it's the Team Marin 2 frame, which has boost spacing in the rear. It's got a Fox Stepcast 34 in the front. It's got Tektro G-Spec brakes. It's got Marin wheels and hubs with the Maxxis Recon Race tires. It's got an SLX drivetrain with an XT rear derailleur, 12-speed, Transx dropper, and dropper lever seems generic. It's got a Marin saddle, and FSA headset, bottom bracket, and cranks, the FSA grind cranks. And then on my son's bike, so far we've got the Raceface Chester pedals, flat pedals. I've got some generic water bottle cages on it. On my bike, I've already swapped out the grips for some Ori grips just because I like them better. They're a little squishier. These are our narrow grips. I've asked my son which ones he prefers. He's not very discriminating. He doesn't really know the difference. Handlebars is a fairly small rise. It's got a 35 millimeter stem, really small stem with a low stack. The build spec for this bike as is really, really good for the price point that it's at. At the time of the video, the Team Marin 2 is going for about $2,500. It's a really well-spec'd bike for what you get for that price. So the next video in this series will be a video reviewing the Team Marin 2, a ride review of it. Like I said, we've already gone on 5 rides, and so I'm collecting that information, trying to think about what is useful to share with you all about this bike. So thank you for following along with me on this initial build-up of these Team Marin 2s. Thank you very much to Marin for partnering with us and making these videos possible. Be sure to check out their website for more information on the Team Marin 2, the Team Marin 1, and other Marin offerings. And be sure to like and subscribe so that you can get all of the future content that we're planning on talking about NICA racing, answering some of those questions that parents and coaches and racers might have about NICA racing. We hope to make it informative and useful, not just for those NICA racers, but also for all of you mountain bikers out there. Thank you again, and get out, push your limits, and get on your bikes. And I'll see you on the next video. Ciao. I really like the paint job on these Team Marin 2s. I like the blacked out with the kind of iridescent mirror decals. It is super cool, and the fact that they've made the Fox 34s match. Some nice touches on really the heart and soul of the Team Marin 2. The frame and the fork really make this bike what it is. Cool beans.